Welcome to this episode of the Spiritual Sleepover. Before we dive in, we just want to let you know that there is a trigger warning for this episode. We do talk about past life regressions, which get into some sensitive topics such as sexual assault and ending life. I don't know, unaliving. And we also get into some juicy, fun little sex stories at the end there. Relationship stories, I want to say. But this episode does contain sensitive content, so we're putting this trigger warning in the beginning. Viewer discretion is advised. Hello, podcast family. We wanted to talk about this incredible surprise giveaway that we are doing in the month of November before we dive into today's episode. So, for all of November, to celebrate my birthday and to give back to our besties community and to this community, we are offering a free scholarship tuition giveaway for all of our human design reader trainings. That means you will get for free our online comprehensive human design reader training, our Activate Your Golden Purpose training that has a personalized workbook. And for that course specifically, we only open up doors a few times a year. We've only ever had one other cohort. So you'll get special access to that, your special workbook, and you'll have also our Gene Keys course and
our PHS, Primary Health System course. So it's all 4 of our trainings. And part of this is inspired by the fact that so many people have been wanting to learn more and more about human design and weave it into their work or working with their clients or working with their family and friends or even becoming a human design reader. And so we've been thinking about how we can provide our trainings with a scholarship. And we decided to go big this month to really celebrate, to spread the love. So we're doing a full scholarship for all 4 of those trainings on human design and Gene Keys. We're really excited about it. And the only thing that you need to do to enter to win this giveaway is to enter into our Human Design Besties membership during the month of November. So for everyone who's already a Human Design Besties member, you will automatically be entered into this giveaway. And for anyone listening that wants to enter in for a chance to win, all you need to do is join Besties at any time in the month of November. We are meeting twice this month online live in Besties, which is going to be really fun. We're doing a live Q&A and a live ceremony. And these are such incredibly healing and fun spaces to connect, to get mentorship. If you haven't met Shayna and I yet, we'd love to see you there. We'd love to hear your questions and share space together. Or if we have met in a reading before or a training, but we haven't seen each other in a long time, it's just such an amazing space to gather together. Plus, in your Human Design Besties, our membership, we have a huge library of human design mini courses, bite-sized pieces of human design where you can go deeper. We have a library of tappings and guided meditations. It's a really special space. So by just joining for 1 month, you will enter in for this chance to win this full scholarship.
Yes, and it really is a win-win situation. Like, you're getting to learn all of the content in Besties and you're entering to win for free. So it's an amazing opportunity. If you've been on the fence of joining Besties, now is the time to join. And honestly, like, I probably shouldn't say this, but you could just join Besties and cancel right away and you'd still have access for a whole month from the day that you joined. And it's not like some way to loop you into our membership. Like, genuinely, we want to give back to our besties. We want you to have the opportunity to take all of the human design trainings that we offer. And we just need more human design readers and experts in the world. There's so many people on this planet. And as we are moving into this new paradigm, it is needed now more than ever, right? Like, this information is the foundation, the stability, the inner confidence that you need as we're navigating so much change. So the more people that understand the full depths of human design, the better. So this is our way of giving back and of connecting further and creating more community in spaces that are healing and supportive and are with like-souled individuals. So if you want to join us, you can find all of that information below in the show notes and by going to daylunalife.com and looking up your human design besties.
Hello, and welcome back to another segment of Spiritual Sleepover with your besties, DayLuna, Shayna and Dana, and Spirit Sis, Steffi Hill. We are so excited to be back here. Honestly, for me, I'm recording in the morning right now, and I'm not a morning person, but I feel like it brings a fun other flavor to this that will potentially get, a different side of me. So I'm excited about it. I'm excited to meet with you. Shayna's in Spain. Steffi had angel beams coming in through her window this morning. So this is where we are. And we're excited to connect with you and be in this space together and have a sleepover together.
I'm literally obsessed with Spiritual Sleepover. It's my favorite thing that we do. And I honestly felt like I was lying today or something, because with my whole family here, well, not my whole family, but my family's here in Spain, and I'm like, okay, you guys, I have work today at 6. Like I have to
Get ready,
be serious. Like I have work tonight, so go figure out something else. They're like, oh, what are you doing? And I'm like, I have some podcasts. And they're like, oh, are you on somebody else's? And I was like, no, it's I genuinely didn't want to be like, it's the Spiritual Sleepover, because it doesn't feel like work.
It's not work.
It's not work. Like, okay, so you're going to go have a FaceTime with your best friends. Like, cool. We'll make sure to watch your daughter. Like, feels diabolical, but at the same time, like, this is my dream life and I'm here for it.
Seriously. Yeah. I also love, Dana, you said, well, it's morning here, but it's nighttime for you. But one of my favorite things is when all three of us are together and we've already had a sleepover, and we wake up in the morning and we're like sitting outside and listening to the birds and have our cacao or our coffee or our tea, and we kind of like debrief. That's like one of my favorite things about the sleepover in general. So this is like the cozy vibes, the morning after vibes.
It's so true. Like the more that I make new friends as an adult, you know how it just gets harder and harder to make intentional new friendships where you get really close as an adult because you have a partner, you two both already have daughters. Like it takes more energy and time, and like you really have to cultivate and build relationships. So with newer girlfriends in my life, like that is something that I've been focusing on. But you get together and you have to like sort of be on for a while. Like you're like, so tell me where you grew up, and like, do you want to do this next, or do you want to do that next? You're like sort of catering to each other while you build a foundation. And then when I'm with my girls, it's like we just slept over, we woke up, I have eye crusties, Shayna made me a coffee, I don't have words yet, and you guys just know, you get it. It's like a whole nother level of healing, and honestly such a sacred type of friendship and sisterhood that I cherish so much. So I am genuinely grateful that we're bringing those vibes to this conversation. I hope everyone listening feels the same, a little bit groggy, a little bit like they just woke up,
and like a cozy.
I hope you're feeling together. I hope you're feeling groggy. What?
I hope you're feeling groggy as me, because that's the magic spot, baby.
I'm tearing up, and
cozy bitch. Cozy bitch.
Yeah, cozy bitch.
Yeah. I was about to tell you guys before we started recording, but I was like running around this morning. I've been feeling super anxious, and then kind of like what you said, Shayna, when you were like, I'm gonna be working, quote unquote, with my girls. I just thought about both of you in my life, and I got so emotional with gratitude, and I started sobbing before we got on the call. I was like, well, in what world do I have two best friends where I can completely be myself? They love me unconditionally, no matter what mood I come in, no matter what phase of life I'm in. So I can't even put or express into words the amount of love I have for you both as women and family in my life. Not to start off with, no, I'm serious. I like love you so much.
Wow. Same. Were you saying that this was reminded you from the rainbows from your rainbow prism? Honestly, yes. That like the rainbow prism reminded you of our friendship, just seeing the rainbows in your space.
Okay.
That makes me so happy, because remember how Beanie Babies had a birthday, and you would find the Beanie Baby that had the same birthday as you? Okay, my Beanie Baby that had my birthday, August 18th, was a white bear, and it had all these little rainbows all over it, and its name was like Cheery or something, and the whole like part that explained why it was cheery was about its friendship and having these friends that bring so much color into its life and blah, blah, blah. And so, you know, as like an 8-year-old, I have like my little beanie baby with these rainbows on it. And I just remember feeling like I want to find my best friends that make me so cheery and bring so much color into my life. And so rainbows, I feel like, especially from those prisms, they bring the little rainbows into your room. Like it reminds me of the joy of life, the people who bring color into your life and energy and vitality. And so it literally makes me so happy that's a full circle moment. And I feel the same, literally so grateful. And honestly, when you have friends that you feel like love you and support you so deeply, like unconditional, you know, you don't have to worry about coming in with the perfect attitude or showing up in the perfect way. Like you can just show up as you are. That type of friendship is genuinely such a gift. And I feel really grateful for it. And even though we get to share it in this space, because I feel like the energy of that, the essence of that is healing for everyone. And it's just a reminder that that's how we can connect with each other and love each other and appreciate each other all the time.
Totally. I feel like everyone listening either has friends like that they're like, oh my gosh, yes, that one person or those few people, right? It's not like, I mean, maybe it is a lot of people that you feel super cozy, like you don't have to, you're not like hosting or you're not, you know, like learning about them. And I feel like one way that really breaks you in fast, if you're listening and you're like, man, I wish I had friends like that, is traveling with someone, like traveling with people in general. Like you just feel so much closer afterwards that it almost like takes out like a few years of getting to know a friend.
So cut to the chase.
I feel like
because
that was
you're literally spending time together, like that time where you're tired, like we're talking about, and your guard is down, you're waiting for the train and you're sweaty, like you are in these kind of like vulnerable positions that help you actually bond more quickly than just going out to dinner.
I feel that way with everybody that's done a retreat. Like I don't, obviously I probably need
going
like
on a retreat,
a few more retreats, but there's some people that have come to a few of our retreats and I'm like, you are my person. Like I love you. I love being around you, and you just feel so cozy. New word.
You do feel closey.
It's cute.
You feel so cozy.
Like
and
our group chat is called Cozy Bitches. So for everyone,
it really
who doesn't
is.
know.
It was
Everyone
Cozy
who doesn't
Witches
know.
for a while though, and tomorrow's Halloween when we're recording this, but this is going to come out post Halloween and be more in my birthday vibes, which is so crazy that I just never think about, like, my birthday is really close to Halloween. And
You never think about it? You're a Scorpio.
no, I never think about how my birthday is close to Halloween. I just think of it like, I don't know. I never think of it that way. You know how people are like, oh, my birthday is so close to Christmas or like 4th of July. And
I feel like you were saying
mine's
like
4th of July.
I feel like you were saying last time we talked, Shayna, that your favorite holiday is Thanksgiving. And I was like, I feel like it's because you think it's in November and your birthday's in November. And so it's like, oh, it's my birthday month.
No, but it's like
but Halloween is
after.
way closer.
Halloween's way closer. So anyways, we're Cozy Witches for a while, but now we're bitches, and then we are cherry blossoms, and now we're here. And
that's 'cause we went to Japan
our group
together.
chat. Exactly.
And you were, okay, it's so funny. You were talking about like, oh, it's so good to travel with someone, get to know them. I just had this flashback of all three of us in Japan, and me, my sacral lit up. We're trying to catch this train, and I made you guys run. It's like at the speed of light to catch this train that wasn't even the correct train, I'm pretty sure. But I was like, come on, let's go. And you guys were like just hustling, like right after a retreat. You just got back from, like, wasn't it Bali?
Yeah.
You're on no sleep, no sacral, and I'm like running you ragged. And I'm like, I don't have the most comforting vibes, I don't think, on a group trip.
Honestly,
it's fun.
Nuts. Like, it's nuts
It's
traveling
fun.
with sacrals when you're a non-sacral. It's like,
I was
so
going to say
fun.
it's fun.
Yeah, super
I was
fun.
going to say
We
it's fun
amplify
because,
it.
and we don't have that normally. So like when Shayna and I just go on a trip together where we're like checking out a retreat space or whatever, we are so boring. We're like, you want to take a nap? I'm like, yeah. She's like, you want to go to bed early? I'm like, yeah. She's like, you want to check out the town? I'm like, no. And we don't do shit.
Literally.
So
Like,
honestly,
wanna order
having
room
a
service?
sacral.
Yes.
Like it's good for us to get forced to run through the train station because it doesn't happen often.
Honestly, it's to this morning.
It's memorable.
I just did like a whirlwind week trip while I'm here in Spain. Like we're staying in Mallorca and we decided to go to the mainland, go to Altea, which is this cute ass beach town, and then drive to Valencia and spend a few days there. And Valencia is like this huge bustling city. Like honestly, I was shocked at how huge it was. Anyways, every single day we're like fucking walking like 10,000, 15,000 steps, like working our asses off, so exhausted. I was getting no sleep. I'll get into that later. But we get back this morning, or like our flight's so early. We woke up at 5 a.m., right? To go to this fucking flight, get in 1 p.m. We get back to our Airbnb finally. And all of these generator ass bitches were like, all right, are you guys getting dressed? Let's go to the town. Let's go have a proper meal out in the town, like walk 10 minutes into town and go explore and go get Isla's energy out. And I'm like, go get Isla's energy out? Like you generators can go. And Brian's like, it's better to go out than to stay in, babe. And I was like, literally, that is the most generator sentence I've ever heard while traveling. Like, please go. And they were so excited to go and they went and they're gone. And I took a shower. I laid down and now I'm here. I'm here and I'm rested and I'm glowing because I washed my face for bed. Like I am ready for night.
Which if you know Shayna, that is her number one favorite thing because it's also her number one most stressful thing that she has to do of the day. So like when it's done, her undefined route is like, I'm living, I'm glowing, my soul is alive.
Don't have to wash it later.
Before you wash your face and it's still looming in the shadows of the future, you're like oppressed. You're like, oh shit, I still have to wash my face.
Oh my God.
But
Thank
Shayna,
you. That's so true.
I wanted to ask you about, so we figured out when you were there.
Oh my God.
I figured out quickly that you were on a Mars line in astrocartography. So
crazy.
I wanted to talk to you about your experience.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I clocked it really quickly because she called me and she's like, I'm feeling sick. And this, well, you can share in your own words, Shayna. But I was like, I think you're on a Mars. She's like, wait a second. I don't know. I feel like I am. I looked it up. She's directly on top of a Mars line.
It's crazy.
Directly.
Interesting.
So talk to us about how that's manifested for you.
Yes, I really wanted to talk about astrocartography because obviously it's a huge thing that's impacting me day to day, and looking at mine and Isla's and Brian's and like our whole family here. It's just so fucking crazy. And so, yeah, I have been having a lot of physical issues this whole trip. They're getting better now, but just like physical things, like I got sick and it was really hard for me to like get sick to feel better. It was, I don't know how to speak right now. Okay. I'm going off of like 2 hours of sleep. And then Isla got really sick and I still was feeling shitty. I was feeling really dizzy and just random physical things. I like can't even remember them all now, but like I was telling Steffi, like all of these things were happening and she's like, I feel like you're on a Mars line. Let's look it up. I was, sure enough. And she's like, let's look at Isla's. Isla's on a moon line. And she's like, so she's probably just going to be like, mommy, only wanting mommy. And literally like everyone in the house, when I read that out loud or played it, because Steffi sent me a video, they were like, are you jaws on the floor? Because Isla literally will not let me set her down to brush my teeth or to like grab something or to go to the bathroom. Like she wants me to hold her constantly. And it could be, you know, that we're traveling so much and I'm her constant, but that's what I was thinking. Like, maybe it's that, maybe it's because she wasn't feeling well and she, you know, she wants mommy extra, but it is so insane where like nobody else can hold her. She won't sit in her stroller. Like when we are out and about, I have to be holding her, walking, holding her 20,000 fucking steps. Like it's insane. And everyone's like, let me try. And like the second I try to hand her over, she like clings to me. And then we go on this trip to Altea, not on her moon line, instantly, like, this is insane. We land and I put her in her stroller. Haven't been able to do that this whole time. go through the airport, and then she gets out and she just walks and runs around and is like walking down the boardwalk the whole time, where they are going up to strangers, like wanting them to pick her up. And it was just so insane to witness. But the crazy shit that's happened to me physically on this Mars line, like, has not happened. I even asked my family, I was like, is this shit happening to you? Like, are you guys okay? Do you feel okay? Because I'm struggling. Like, I'll just be walking down the street and like a seed flew down from the sky, like from a bird, I don't fucking know, into my eye. And it was stuck in my eye, where I had to get a tissue and scrape it off of my eyelid, like inside of my eyelid. Like, so I couldn't do anything, right? And then we're all sitting there eating this meal.
What the hell?
As I take a bite of food, a freaking yellow jacket comes and lands on the bite of food, and I stick the yellow jacket in my mouth. I spit it out before it fucking stung my tongue. But like, my family saw this happen and they were like, what the fuck? Like, I've never seen somebody accidentally eat a yellow jacket. Like, that is insane. And I was like, I am not okay. And
I was going to say, are you unwell?
yeah, yes. Literally. And it's the lowest expression of a Mars line. So I'm like, why am I having the lowest expression?
Yes.
Like, what
So I
can
was
I
trying to
do
work with you on.
to get into
Because
the
is the highest
expression?
is the highest expression like being really powerful and taking action and feeling really like
Yes.
large and in charge kind of vibes.
Yes. And
Okay.
so whenever I do astrocartography, I also look at the natal chart, because the natal chart will tell me how that
Right.
Mars can be activated. Shayna
Right.
has a Mars directly on top of her rising sign, her ascendant. So it means it's extra powerful. And this Mars she's on is a midheaven line, which is all about work, purpose, and like moving forward, aligned action with dreams, and really kind of birthing something brand new. So I told her, unfortunately, because you went there to relax, you actually do need to move around quite a bit. And if you're not physically moving your body, then you need to do something that really, that embodiment of the Mars is aligned action with your heart.
Right.
So
Yeah.
what are you passionate about the most? And it seems like, Shayna, you have, since we've last week, you have been embodying a little more of that aligned action with Mars, as far as even your podcasting and stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I feel like once I started working more, and once I started like, we have a few work things, like, you know, DayLuna things that we're launching that feel really exciting to me. And once that started coming together, I noticed like a lot of other things, like lessening. And I feel like, because I honestly feel like the main thing is the Airbnb that I'm staying in. It's like a month-long Airbnb, which I've never done before. I've always jumped around. So even that, it's like, I feel like I don't have the freedom to jump around and change it, because I don't like the Airbnb that I'm in. And
You're
honestly,
like locked in.
yeah, I feel locked in and I feel trapped in this Airbnb, which it has gorgeous views, but there's like so many issues. And I literally 10 minutes before this call sent a whole long message with pictures and everything, getting
That's
out.
Mars.
Yeah, I'm getting
Like anger.
I have angry
and
notes.
Also, like, I want out of our contract. Like, I want a refund on the remaining portion, and I need to move Airbnbs, because it's like a health issue at this point, because I'm starting to feel sick again. You can hear my nose a little stuffy, like, now that I'm back here, and I wasn't for the last week that I was gone. So I think it's mold, and I think they have like dry rot issues. There's worms that come out every night, and Isla tries to eat them. It's a whole issue for me. Like,
Sorry to laugh.
yeah, it's like not okay.
I'm laughing because it's so fucked.
It's so fucked.
It's so fucked.
And they're just like, so like, they don't give a fuck. And I am,
You're pissed.
I can't handle it any longer. And I just told everyone, like, I feel trapped. I can't do it. So we need to figure it out. So
I'm
I
glad
took
you sent a
action,
message.
and we'll see what happens. It just says that they read it right now. So we'll see what they say.
Literally
I showed
as
up
we speak.
with receipts. Yeah.
But Mars is also good for speaking your truth in your mind in an empowered way. I will never forget when I traveled to a Mars. I was 18, and I got in a huge sand fight with my boyfriend at the time. And I was
Sand fight?
chucking.
Oh.
We were in Maine, and he pissed me off. I was taking a nap, and he poured sand on me, and I woke up from this nap, and I chucked a huge sand bucket at his head. Just
Stop.
Yeah, but it's so funny because I never realized I was on a Mars line until later. I was like, wait, where was I in Maine? Right? Because I was so
I went
angry.
wild.
Yeah. throwing shit. I was
savage.
like,
Sand on the face is savage because you got a lot of holes, like eyes and nose and mouth and ears.
Playful, just like put a little bit of sand on me, and I was like, oh hell no. And so I like took a huge chunk of sand. But then I was thinking about it, and later in that day, I actually won a horseshoe competition. So I used my Mars, that competition, and that anger, channeled it in a new way. So anyway, Mars is good for getting out that aggression in healthy or unhealthy ways. So you coming with the receipts and saying like, this is not acceptable, is actually using Mars to your benefit, I think.
Yeah, totally. And it feels really empowering, and also like, okay, I know all of the things that I'm navigating here are to learn, like I'm learning. And that was my main intention with coming here. It's like, okay, I know I'm going to learn something. I know it's going to be an adventure, and I'm learning a lot. I'm learning so much, and I'm learning what I like and what I don't like, especially around where I'm living. So it does feel really empowering, but also feels like a fucking roller coaster ride. And the anger side has come out between me and Brian. It's crazy. And but we're both like good sports where we can laugh it off. And we'll just say like, did you hear what you just said to me? And he's like, oh yeah. Yeah. And it's real. It's crazy, but but
Mars is quick. So it's like you get angry quick and then it resolves quick. And I can speak on this because I'm an Aries moon. And Andrew will say all the time, if I'm like a firing squad, it's going to be 10 seconds. Then later he'll like hit me with like, are you listening to yourself? And I'm like, yeah, I'm psycho. And then it dissolves. It dissolves. And then you're like, so I think that Mars is like, it's like, tick, 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 right? Yeah. And I looked at Brian's chart. He's on a Mercury line. Isn't he Mercury? Yeah, Mercury. So that's also very communicative and like darting with words and things like that. So all your family dynamic is very...
And he has an Aries moon. Brian does.
Exactly. So that Mars is being exalted in some way.
Yeah, so I don't know if we're going to buy a house on Mallorca, but we are still going to go look at properties just to get a vibe of like what it would be like really living here. But yeah, I'm really excited to get to France. I'm excited to go to Italy next month. And yeah, and then we'll just see how things shift and change. But crazy astrocartography is so real. It's insane. Like, and especially I'm doing it like almost retrospectively because Steffi's been so busy that I didn't get a reading before this, because when we were planning it was like months and months prior, and there's so many people involved. It's just insane. But yeah, I highly recommend getting a reading with Steffi if she will allow you to.
If I will allow. I do. I have readings open. They're like every couple of weeks. But yeah, I love astrocartography. It's changed my life. And I also feel like one of the best things, which I know we've talked about on the pod before, is remote activating those lines. So for example, Shayna, which we should revisit for you, like if that Mars is feeling really intense, you can take a piece from Cairo or somewhere in Greece or somewhere where you have lines that are a little more like Venusian or maybe even a Jupiter line. Those things, if you interact. So we've been looking at Airbnbs together because I've been thinking about coming. You're sending me a lot of stuff in like Austria and France, and those lines are way more, I think, like suitable or calm for you. So even when you're looking at Airbnbs, when someone created content on that line, you're activating that line just by viewing it.
I love that. Oh, okay, good. I feel like my undefined root feels productive from hearing that.
And it's cool to know that like it's not that you can't travel on a Mars line. It's that if you're going somewhere on a Mars line, be aware this is not a place for rest. It's a place where it's important for you to be taking aligned action, to feel like you're speaking your truth, you're moving forward with boldness and passion and from the heart or whatever, so it's like, because you had in your mind like, okay, well, take the first 2 weeks or whatever to just relax and rest. And so it's helpful to know like, okay, you can still go to this place, and if your authority and life is bringing you there, amazing, but just
can I just
work
tell
with
you
the energy instead of against it.
Can I just tell you, sorry, one last horror story is last night.
Yeah, what was the last night you lost so much sleep?
The last 2 nights in Valencia, our hotel room, for whatever reason, it's like a nice hotel, but our floor, the second floor, only has like 3 rooms, and the AC didn't work on our whole entire floor, but they didn't tell us that, of course. And so we're there and it's 80 degrees in our room. 80 degrees. There's a window, but it opens to like an interior area where there's no draft, nothing. They give us this little fan. It just blows fucking hot air at us. So it's 80 degrees. Isla's sleeping in a diaper, sweating, waking up every hour because she's so hot and red. I am like drenched in sweat. It's so stuffy. Like we almost left, but they were like, no, like we don't know what happened. Like maintenance will come fix it tomorrow. Right. So then in the morning they're like, yeah, maintenance is coming. So we go out all day, come back at night and they're like, oh, maintenance can come today. They're going to come tomorrow. I'm like, we fucking check out tomorrow. Like, what? And they're like, yeah, sorry, like here's a bottle of wine. I'm like, I'm not drinking a bottle of wine and getting more hot
to dehydrate myself.
Like, are you kidding me? And so we go back up there, but our flight was like at 9 a.m. so we had to wake up at whatever 5. And so I was like, okay, we just have to do it. But I've never slept in a hotel that was 80 degrees at night. Like even when I stayed in really tropical places that are super hot, you have AC or a fan, a ceiling fan, something. Like I've never stayed in a condition that was so physically challenging to sleep in. And I'm like, you can't make this shit up. Like, okay,
You can't.
I need to channel that Venusian energy, like you were saying. Bring me some balance because it's like so intense. All of these things, like
though?
If I had gotten stung in my mouth, I wouldn't be recording this podcast right now.
Also, Dana and I like eye rolling. Like that's a normal day for a gay to shocker. I've swallowed many wasps.
Yeah, like are you gonna get food poisoning for your first time ever while you're there?
No, don't even say that.
No, don't.
Sorry,
bad juju. But what I was gonna say, and this is to wrap out this segment. When you are called to travel somewhere, I truly think it's because you are wanting some subconscious way to activate that line. So there is a reason why you were called to Mallorca and with your family to work with this dynamic. Like the other day, my friend called me and she's like, I'm feeling this call to go to Scotland to finish writing my book. And I said, it will be great if you're on a Mercury line. She's directly on a Mercury line. And I said, book the flight. She booked it within 24 hours. She's in Scotland right now. She texted me this morning. She goes, I just wrote 70 pages.
Oh my God.
Snaps for her.
Exactly. So if you're feeling called to go somewhere, and even if there isn't a line, there is some kind of spiritual reason. So I truly believe in your soul. I believe in this lesson for you. And I think there's a way that you can truly lean into this in a really positive light.
I love that.
I am claiming that energy. Claiming it.
And so it is.
And so it is. Okay, what other updates do we have to share, ladies?
Dana?
I wanted to talk about dream interpretation and dreams and having a baby because last time that we recorded our Halloween episode, I was like, should I tell everyone that I'm pregnant and that I'm having a baby? But I waited until this one. So now I'm telling you all that I am hopping on the parenthood train. And our baby is due in April, which is Aries sun, unless they're late, and then it'll be Taurus. But what's really interesting is, we just got back from Bali last month. We were there for like almost a month. And we did this reading with this healer, which was a really interesting experience for so many reasons. It was really profound. It was really spot on. It was also really triggering and challenging. And it was right during the eclipse portal. And I had so many things that came to light that I had to work with. And, it was interesting to be in Bali and to be celebrating our 10-year wedding anniversary. And then we ended up also celebrating bringing in a new life and doing a lot of ceremonies for our daughter and for blessing our baby's life and for making this transition and like letting things go that needed to be shed so that we could walk through the doors of transformation. But in this reading with this Balinese healer, one of the things that he said was really interesting. He does palm reading. He also does a form of astrology where they look at like what day of the week you're born based on the sun, what day of the week you're born based on the moon. And then you have like this whole specific drawing and meaning for your exact birthday. So with that, he tells me, he's like, you have a really powerful energy. You're here to inspire a lot of people and make a huge change in the world and bring a lot of light and education into a lot of people's lives. And you're someone who is so connected to your past lives through your dreams that sometimes it can be hard for you to fully be in this lifetime because you remember so deeply your last lifetimes. And it was a really interesting thing that he said. And he goes, so tell me, what kind of sleeping dreams do you have? And I was like, oh my God, I'm so into dream interpretation. I always have been. My mom was when I was growing up. I always journal my dreams. I'm always reflecting on them. And the most past life memories I've had that have been, the deepest or the fullest or most complete have come through my sleeping dreams. And he's like, tell me, like, what is the one that you're thinking about right now? Because I can tell that there's this one that's really important for you to reflect on. And I don't know if I've said this past life on our podcast or on the podcast before, but I know you guys probably have heard me talk about it. But I immediately knew that there's this past lifetime that came to me in a dream, probably when I was in my Saturn return, I'm going to guess. And it came all at once, so full, so complete. I remember everything in that entire life all in one dream. And in that life, I'll keep it short, but I was a princess and I had a younger sister who was also a princess. And we didn't really know our father, the king. He was always gone. And when we did see him, it was very formal. So it wasn't really like we were royalty. We were raised by our staff in our castle and we weren't allowed to leave and we were really sheltered and we would literally like make up games and play with the dirt to make like tic-tac-toe and stuff, so it wasn't really like we were royalty, even though technically we were. And our mother had been sick our entire lives. We had no relationship with her. We would go visit her in her, room while she was in her bed. It was very formal. So long story short, in this lifetime, my father, we found out that he had been poisoning our mother, the queen, to keep her sick our whole lives. And eventually she died when I was about like 16. And our father, the king, who was, almost like a stranger to me, he tried to rape me and was like, you're going to be the new queen. And so it was like this super crazy, like tragic moment where I escaped and literally left the castle and left my younger sister and ran off into the forest. I had never been ever in my life outside of the castle walls. And I ran off into the forest until I literally collapsed. And I like woke up, I was like starving to death, like thirsting to death. And I heard this like stream. I found my way to this stream, drank some water, and then like fell asleep there. And when I came to, there was this young man who was Jared in that lifetime. Always have known it was him. And he like rescued me, brought me in with his friends, and he was traveling around with this group of artists and scarf dyers. Like they would dye these silk scarves and travel to different areas and sell them. And they also played music and they had fires every night and they wrote poetry. And I had never in my life been around men, young men. I had never been around young people. I had never been out of the castle walls. And so I didn't tell them anything about what happened to me or where I came from or my sister or anything. But I felt like instantly madly in love with Jared in this lifetime and him like rescuing me. And I loved his friends and I felt so like happy and in love and alive. But every single night when I would go to sleep, I would have these like nightmares about my sister who I abandoned, and knowing that like in her place, our father was probably in my place, our father was probably abusing her. And so I would like wake up in the middle of the night, like night sweats, like nightmares, like scream in my sleep. And I was just like riddled with guilt about abandoning her. And probably like 2 years later, I finally was like, I'm going to go back and I'm going to go get her. And that means I'm going to tell all of these people and Jared, my partner that I'm like in love with, I'm going to leave them and go back and like face my responsibilities or whatever. So I tell them and they're like, oh, we're going to go with you. Like, we'll help you find your way back. And I was so surprised because I thought I was saying goodbye to them. So I go back to rescue my younger sister, like get to the castle wall, and Jared helped me navigate because I had no idea where the fuck I was. Like I literally had never left our castle before, and he knew where he had found me originally. And so we get to the castle. All my friends are there with me, like scale up the wall, go to the room that I know my sister is in. And I see her through the window. She's holding a baby. And I like knock on the window and I'm like, come with me. Like, I'm here. Like, I'm back for you. And she looked at me with like so much hate and anger. And I could tell that her baby was with our father. Like she had had a baby with our father and now she was the queen. And I could tell that she had been like brainwashed or indoctrinated to be like, this is her new normal. And she just looked at me and she was like, if you don't leave, I will have you killed. Like, get the fuck out of here. And I was like, no, come with me. Like, it's me, your sister. Like, I know that these things are happening to you. Like, bring the baby. Like, it's great. Like, the world out there is amazing. And she's like, no, you need to leave. And so I left. And then the rest of my life I spent with Jared, like so in love. But I was like tortured with guilt that entire lifetime, like knowing that I left her and that it should have been me instead of her, like survivor's guilt, all of that stuff. And so Jared and I were like super in love in that lifetime, but we never had kids together. So this comes around to the reason I'm telling this story is because we're finally having a child together. And through this reading and through this memory of this past life that came in my dream work, I realized that our karma in that lifetime was that we were so in love, but I couldn't really enjoy it because I had this tremendous guilt and like betrayal that I had, done to my sister. And so I died young of like stomach cancer in that lifetime, and we never had kids together because I was just like literally toxic, eating alive inside. And so this lifetime, I didn't really realize this, but I think I carried this like 1 foot in this world, 1 foot in that lifetime still with Jared. Like, I feel like this lifetime is a do-over where our relationship, we get to be together and it just be good. Like, there's no challenge, there's no hardship, there's no like thing holding us back. Like, we literally just get to enjoy each other and have fun. And it's almost like we're resolving that karma by getting to live this lifetime by fully going there, nothing holding us back, and having a child. Like, that was something that we wanted to do in that lifetime, but I couldn't because I had already created so much guilt that I was literally unhealthy physically. So it's really interesting to just think about how a lot of the fears or like resistance we had around choosing the timing of parenthood, we just felt like our life is so fun and we have so much freedom and we enjoy each other so much. And like, I feel like a huge part of my life, like a purpose of my incarnation, is to experience this type of like soulmate love and to just love it. And it's like healing the karma from before. But I didn't realize that a lot of the fears that I had around losing that or something with having a child came from that past life. So in my dreams, I've been going back intentionally to that lifetime and bringing my higher self in and like healing my body then and like sending light to my sister then. And also like feeling the fact that we're having a child now. Like, it just feels like this huge karmic moment where I'm like fully choosing this life for real. And by like waiting so long to have a kid, in some ways, I was like able to not fully choose the life or not fully dive into the karma or not fully go into the journey. And so it feels really wild to have this revelation because I've known about this past life for such a long time. And only now that we're like pregnant and, choosing to move into parenthood really intentionally, am I realizing that I had so much past life karma and fear around it. And so it's really amazing. And I feel so much like lighter and I feel really excited. Like, I just feel like my life is just beginning now because I'm finally ready to like dive into that karma fully with Jared. And I feel so excited that we get the opportunity to do that in this lifetime. And honestly, like, all of the heaviness or fear that I was holding very subconsciously, I wasn't really like super aware of it. I just feel like it's gone. And now I feel so like light and free. And I'm really excited to like intentionally try to bring that energy into parenthood. But the reason that I wanted to talk about this today on this podcast is because this healer in Bali, he's like, your dream work is something that you need to talk about more. Like, it's really important. And in general, people, and for me specifically, and the day that I'm born, he's like, this is a huge way that you connect with spirit. And he was like, your connection with spirit and the other realms are very, very strong. But the way that you specifically do it is through your dreams, which I already knew that. But to hear him reflect it back to me and to know that I should be sharing it more or talking about it more, I agree. Because I feel like, Steffi being psychic and a medium from such a young age without even trying, that was not my experience. I had I never saw auras or saw ghosts or got an intuitive download about the future ever, my whole life. Like, growing up, that was not, I did feel like I was a really sensitive child, but I wasn't connected in that way to my intuition. And literally through my dream work, through connecting with my dreams, remembering my dreams, it opened up this whole realm of my intuition and honestly changed my life. And now I do feel like I'm someone who's really intuitive, and I get these downloads and these hits about things that are just really powerful. But it happened because of my dreams. Like, I literally feel like through my dream work, I opened up my portal to receive. I opened up like layers to be able to leave this physical realm and connect with things on a higher realm. So I wanted to share that story. And I also wanted to talk about some dream work tips that I think the listeners can apply to their life that could be really powerful. I'm curious, before I start, anything.
I'm just blown away because, well, it just makes me so happy for you, because obviously I've known about this past life before. When you first had that, like, I was there when you, like the next day, and you're recounting it. And just, so I feel like I have watched that past life like a movie for years now. And everyone listening and getting to hear that story, it does feel like you're like watching a movie, listening to it, like a dark twist on Frozen. But but it's so crazy that you've had that revelation of that, like, foot in one side and the other, and how that's been playing into your life now, and really healing that, and the lightness that's come from that, the joy of getting to just enjoy this life, like all of it. I'm just, my heart feels like it's bursting. I'm just so happy. It just makes me so happy. So I'm just, I'm thrilled. And I'm like so excited that you've now announced baby styles coming in April, because I just cannot wait to meet them. And I'm like, have you announced the gender? I don't know.
She already said it earlier.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Yeah, I said it's a girl.
She said my daughter.
Which I want to do a whole podcast episode about that, because that was a whole psycho journey in my life that I love. I'm obsessed with.
I need to be involved in that, because I have predicted thousands of baby genders, and you are the first person I ever incorrectly predicted.
I do want to say, though, right
Which
away
makes
you were
me
like
nervous.
boy, but then
It makes me
like,
nervous.
a few weeks later you were like, actually I'm feeling girl.
No, a few days later,
days.
I was like, maybe it is a girl.
Yeah.
Well, because you were barfing a ton. So I was like, wait a second. Okay, but going back to what you said, Dana, first of all, it was totally, I know that story too, and I love it so much. I could hear it every single day if I wanted to. It was so giving. Yeah, Anna and Elsa, like big time, but like twisted, like you said. But that should be a book. 1, 2. What's really interesting is you were sharing that like you didn't feel very intuitive growing up, and people will say to me, I had a dream of my loved one that came and visited me in a dream, and I think I made that up. I'm not very intuitive, this or that, and I always tell my clients or anyone who comes with this, that is real. It's called a visitation, and believe in that. And I think the reason why the bridge to working on your intuition and starting is because it's so gentle. And so your loved ones and your angels and your past lives can come through with dreams, because you don't necessarily have to second guess it, because when you're awake and your logical brain starts ticking in, you second guess or gaslight yourself and say, wait a second, like this can't be logical. I can't be a princess in another world. But then when you're dreaming, it's so real and there's nothing else. You're like, this is my truth. And I am absolutely, there's not a shadow of a doubt this happened to me. And past life regression too, the second thing I'll say, is so therapeutic. And that's why it's literally called past life regression therapy, because there are certain times in my life where I've been really triggered by something. It's always involving someone else. Like someone's really making me like spiral or swirl, and I'll do a past life regression. And boom, I get to that moment in that lifetime. I get to the karma. I get to why it's happening. And then it feels so relieving. Like you just said, wow, my entire life I knew this story, but now it's clicking now that I'm pregnant, that our karma is to live happy. I just got chills. And I can share a really good regression story later too about how I healed a karma with someone. But oh my gosh, I love, love, love that you're bringing this up, because it is such a gentle, loving way to tap into your own soul through dream interpretation.
Yeah, it's so true. And I was going to say, like, some of my tips for people, I mean, something I've really noticed over the years is that there's sort of like two different types of dreams that I classify. One is that you're just journeying through your subconscious, and those dreams are super impactful, but they also could be like, I had a dream about a dragon because I watched a dragon show last night. So it's like your subconscious is just working through the things you observed, the things you saw that day. And so you'll have dreams about a conversation you had or a person you thought of or something like that. But also your subconscious dreams can be really powerful because, for example, I had a dream once where I got in this huge fight with my sister. There was all this tension, and that emotion made me realize, wow, subconsciously, completely unconscious to me, I'm realizing I have this friction and this tension with my sister. I'm actually angry at her. I didn't even know until I had this dream. And I'm like, that's really interesting, right? And then I was able to call her and open up a conversation about it. And I realized I had this like suppressed anger towards her that I didn't even realize was there until I had this subconscious dream, digging down into my subconscious, working those things out and bringing them to light. So even subconscious dreams, which is I think like the majority of a lot of our dreams is just like working through your day, can be so powerful because it can tell you how you're feeling about something. Like, for example, raise your hand if you had the dream where you're driving a car and you can't put the brakes on. Like, that is your subconscious working like, through. Yeah, Shayna's like every night.
Literally, I have that like once a month.
Like, that's your subconscious telling you you're going really fast and you feel slightly out of control.
Wait,
and it tells you,
sorry,
it tells you I feel slightly out of control, and you might not have known that. You know, consciously you might have been like, I'm crushing it, I'm doing this, and that subconscious can reveal to you. Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
No, I get so excited to interrupt and forget that I'm on a podcast. Okay, I haven't had that one with the brakes, but I always have never.
Like
but what I will have like every other day is all of my teeth are
I've never had that one.
Yeah. I've never had that one either, but that one's about self-consciousness, like feeling insecure as you're facing the external world, right? Because your teeth make you feel like this structured safety. It's like the main part of your smile that people notice. And so if you're ever feeling imposter syndrome, you know, which is a common theme for a 1-3 with your one line. It's like if you have a big thing that you're doing and you feel like, okay, I'm doing this. And if you have any imposter syndrome, you can have a dream where one of your teeth is falling out.
Okay, I also have another one because you're on a roll and I do feel like this could be a new profession for you. Will you tell me, okay, this also happens often and it happened last week. And I don't dream, it's interestingly enough, like in postpartum, I haven't had, and even pregnancy, I haven't had really deep dreams. And I think I do go through cycles where I am connecting, and there's times where I need more restorative rest. But what I will say is I had a dream last week, and I swear this happens all the time, where I'm back at high school and everyone has the schedule and I don't know where I'm going. Why did everyone get their curriculum? Where are my books? Where's my locker? What class am I going to? So what the heck is that one? Okay, Miss Cleo, go.
Yeah, I mean, just as it sounds, it's about feeling underprepared. It's about feeling like, am I really an adult? You know, like you're connecting with your inner teenager and that's really who you resonate with. And you're like, I'm allowed to raise a child in an adult world. And that's when you'll have those dreams.
But can I piggyback off that one? Because I have that dream except for...
Yeah. No, you're naked?
No, I'm not naked. But I am.
You have no pants on.
I have all of my classes and I've done like the whole year, but then I realized like I just never went to math class. Like I never went and I'm going to fail that class, and now I'm not going to graduate. And like this whole time, like what did I do for that hour each day? Like I can't remember. And how did I not know that I just didn't go to math? And then,
have you ever had a dream like that you're pregnant, but you're about to give birth? Yes. And literally you're like, how did I not know I was pregnant for 8.5 months? Like, what was I literally doing birthed the baby
in my dream, like where I'm like, oh my God, last night I gave birth in my dream. And it was way fucking easier than it was in real life, TBH.
Like no pain-free. I want to ask you guys about this. Do you ever have dreams where you murder someone and you're running from the cops, or someone gets murdered around you? And like you don't remember doing it, but it just happens, and then you're like hiding and like things like that.
Not murder, but crime. Like where I committed a crime, but I don't know what crime I committed, and I'm like being held.
Right. And you don't remember doing it, but it's like now all of a sudden you're in trouble.
I'm being like questioned. Okay. And they're like, you're under arrest. And I'm like, for what? Being a baddie?
Right.
Thank you for the courtesy.
But is it scary?
Sorry, I was on mute, but I was cackling.
Well, Jared and I have dreams about either murdering someone or someone being murdered around us, like literally all the time. And we're like, what does it mean? Because
what does it mean?
Have I ever been murdered? Have you ever murdered me?
No.
Or Shayna?
And if I've ever murdered someone, I don't remember the murder. It's just afterwards. And I don't know who I murdered, and I don't know why I murdered them. I'm just like running and hiding in the dark shadows and stuff like that. And so murder dreams, if you murdered someone, then that means that there is a part of you that you're wanting to release and let go that's not serving you anymore. But the emotions connected to it are really important. Like the clues around who it was. Like, let's say this is horrible, but you murdered like a small child or something like that in your dream. It would be like a part of yourself that is innocent or naive that you're killing off. Or if you murdered a stranger, like this, someone you didn't know at all, then it represents this unknown part of you that you're like, I want to fully know myself and integrate myself. So it's really interesting, like murder dreams, it just seems so crazy and violent, but it's like really a reflection of an inner part of you that you're releasing. And if someone else is murdered in your dream, then that can represent a part of you that you feel is being taken away or judged that you still need. And so like maybe your child or someone in your life is like, you feel like this unfair energy, like they're pulling something out of your life that you still need and you need to protect yourself.
Whoa, that's crazy.
Love it. I love it.
So, okay. And I also wanted to talk about,
what are the tips? What are the tips?
Those are like those are all subconscious dreams, right? So my first thing is, first of all, get a pen and paper next to your bed and write down your dreams. You have to. It's the only way to start remembering your dreams. And everyone does dream every single night. You just might not remember it. So the very first step in this whole journey, if you're listening, I know you've heard this before, you have to write down your dream the first thing that you wake up. And it might take a few nights of setting the intention. I'm going to remember my dream tonight. And in the morning, I'm going to write down anything I remember, even if it's one thing. Like I remember there was a whale, or I remember there were stairs I was climbing and it was hard to walk. Like no matter what it is, start with that. And that's going to help you connect with your dreams more and more. And as you write them down, I really want you to focus on writing. Were there any symbols that showed up? Was there a bird? Were there stairs? Was there water? And what do those symbols represent to you? You can Google it, but I don't recommend doing that. I recommend saying, how do I connect with water? How do I connect with a bird? What does it mean to me? Or a snake, for example, could be really polarizing. Some people could be afraid of it. Some people could think of it as a sacred Kundalini energy or goddess energy. So write down those symbols. What do they mean to you? And especially write down the emotions you felt. So let's say you're waiting in line at the bank in your dream. So mundane. But how do you feel? Are you anxious? Are you in a rush? Are you completely chilling? Because those emotions are really going to be the thing that helps you check in with your subconscious, temperature gauge more than anything else that you're doing. So that's all subconscious dreams. Now, the other side of dreams that I'm more interested in are the dreams where you get to literally leave this dimensional reality and operate in other dimensions. And the more that you are remembering your dreams, you will naturally know if you have a dream like that. Now, those dreams, I would include a visitation dream. I would include connecting with a past life or a parallel dimension, like a parallel life. And the reason that you know those are different than your subconscious. So the first one I want to talk about is a visitation dream. I have dreams about my brother who passed away in high school that are just my subconscious working it through. And I know it's my subconscious because at first he's Eli, and then all of a sudden he turns into some girl, and then all of a sudden his body disappears and I'm in a new location. So there's no through line. It's a lot of like change and flux. And that's how I know it's just my subconscious dreaming about him. Now, on the other side of that, when I have a dream where he truly visits me, I am struck by feeling his aura. I can hear his voice and I feel like I forgot what you sounded like. I can see his eyelashes and the pores on his skin and on his face and the detail of it. He's not going anywhere. He's not changing. He's not fluctuating. He's not shape-shifting. I can feel his presence, and there are so many details about sensations. I can feel him. I can smell him. I can hear him. That is how you know it's a visitation dream. So if you have that, automatically know that that person truly is visiting you with a message, oftentimes with a telepathic message. I notice that they don't really use their mouth and speak in language when they're visiting you, but you get a full and complete message. You feel the energy of what they're saying. So really trust whatever that message is, even if they didn't verbally say it to you, because that is a true visitation dream from a loved one. And once you have that one time in your sleeping dream, you are connected in your your waking life in a new way. That is true. You literally open a portal where now you can communicate to them more easily. You can ask for signs. You can just like feel them speaking or hear things that they say or things remind you of them. So it's a beautiful thing to get that first visitation dream. At least for me, it opened up my intuition in such a positive way. Now with the past lives, I just wanted to say, like, I've been reading this book, The Art of Dreaming by Carlos Castañeda. Amazing book. It's really heady. But if you're interested in this on a more spiritual level, like this is a shaman that's writing about dreaming. And he talks about how our magnetic monopole, which is a theme in human design, that we have this magnet that keeps us in this 3D time-space reality because it's just an illusion. But we have this magnet that holds us here. When we dream, this magnet can leave our body and go extend to the end of our aura. So literally, our conscious awareness can go into other dimensions, other spaces. And so he talks about how to do this, but one of the ways is every night when you're dreaming to try to look at your hands. And through doing that, you open an actual portal in your dream world to have more of these interdimensional dreams instead of just subconscious dreams. So that's something that you can practice. But also, if you have this dream that you feel like is a past life, you can look down at your body. And once again, your body is literally there. Whereas if it's a subconscious dream, you might not have a body. You might be floating. You might have a body 1 second, and then suddenly you're half dog or half bear. Like it keeps changing. There's all these inconsistencies. Whereas when it's a past life dream, you will once again be able to smell the food, taste the food, see your body, feel your clothing. And that version of like sensations being so real is definitely a signpost that you're connecting in with either a parallel dimension, another life in another time frame, or a past lifetime. So those are the tips that I wanted to leave with everyone. You can start practicing with them. But obviously, if you're not remembering your dreams right now, you have to start with journaling them. And it might take a week or 2 weeks or a month, but it is worth it. You can have I have experiences now where like my spirit guides sit me down and they give me a lesson on reality. Like, here's how you program a crystal and here's how it literally works. Mm-hmm. And I feel like I wouldn't have access to those things for me personally without doing this dream work.
I love it. I love it.
So good.
Oh my
I could talk about this for a billion hours. I was eating that up. But also, too, you said something about being in your body for the past life regression. I don't even remember. Shayna, do you remember when I gave you a past life regression?
Yes.
I do. I got
and Dana got to watch. And Dana, I think, was that not the first minute I met you? It was like,
yeah, literally. Minutes. I think it was the first day. It was on Lionsgate portal.
But I remember Shayna, because we always joke, like, you don't have a body in this lifetime. And you were like a very physical and physique man in this past life. But one of the very first things I always say is look at your hands and look at your feet when you're in the new life. And it's so crazy because you can literally look down and see the clothes that you're wearing. Yeah. Anyway, thank you, Dana, for all of that beautiful wisdom. I'm getting really excited to go to bed. Well, I'm always excited to go to bed, but I'm excited to actually like really lean more into this because, like I said, the past 2 years, I have not been doing really dream analysis interpretation like I used to. And I feel like this is a really good signpost to start reconnecting to my soul in that way again. So thank you.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Well, I feel like you're so intuitive in waking life, but you use a lot of your intuition to support others. So it might be nourishing, to get your own dreams where you're getting gifted, connecting to your guides in that way or past lives.
What about
or,
having
just,
sex in a dream?
Oh.
Have you ever had a sex dream and it's some like random person in high school that you've never thought about? Because that happened to me like recently. And you're like, who is that? Yeah. What is that about?
I actually don't know.
I haven't
Depends
really.
on how graphic and like the senses were, because it might be a parallel universe where it's like, a parallel timeline where you were with that person. Or are.
Yeah, like I think in general, I want to say that it's like your subconscious exploring a side of you, because like your subconscious also likes to explore things that you wouldn't do or that you haven't done because it's something that you wouldn't allow in this lifetime. Like you're in a monogamous relationship, so you have a boundary around sleeping with a random person in high school, obviously. But like your subconscious is like, well, what if I did? Like, what would it be like? And you're kind of exploring, a thought or a subconscious thought that you want to play out and experience what it's like. And I think that sometimes things like in your dreams, they can be so far from your reality, but your subconscious just wanted to play a little bit. Like imagine if you're God living in your avatar as a human, but you have all these boundaries and rules, and God's like, boring, like take me to the dream plane so I can live out a lot of these like subconscious things that you wouldn't do.
It's crazy because whenever I have a sex dream, I literally like, it can start off where it's like, I don't know, it's with someone random or whatever, but then like it always turns out to be Brian every time. Like, and it shocks me because I'll be like, oh,
that's cute.
That is
like,
so cute.
It is you. And then I feel so wholesome.
So
like
soulmate.
later, and Brian will be like, did you have a sex dream? And I'm like, yeah. And he assumes it wasn't him. It always is. And I'm like, wow, that's so wholesome of my subconscious.
Literally, someone could just like look at me on like a transit, like a subway or a bus, and I'll like have a
Okay,
sex
can
dream.
I just tell you, here in Spain, in Altea, there's like all of the restaurants, the waiters and the staff like treat you like family. Literally, they say goodbye to everyone in the restaurant when they leave their shift. Like they'll be like, goodbye, bye, it was so nice to meet you. Like the bartender saying bye, you know, to like every table in the restaurant, and then they leave. And it's so cute. But anyways, there was this one restaurant that we went to, and the bartender wanted me, like straight up, he was into me, and he was like, I don't know, 6'5", like hot AF. Like literally everyone was like, he's so hot. And he was giving me all
Even
the
Brian
faces.
said that?
Honestly, he did not. And Brian is so secure. It pisses me off because my Venus in Scorpio wants him to be jealous, and he like, not like seriously jealous where he's gonna fight someone and be toxic, but like just like a little bit of spice, or like a little bit of like she's mine energy. But there's absolutely zero. Literally, we're recapping the experience. We went back the next day because the food was so good, and he was thrilled that I was back, but he had to leave, and he was waiting at the table, waiting to say goodbye to me, like to tell me when his next shift was, like waiting. And Brian was like, yeah, he was waiting there, like, where's my wife? And like Brian said that, like he was just like a part of the conversation, like doesn't care that this man like thinks of me as like his long lost missed connection. Like Brian could care less. He's like, yeah, that's so cute, babe, he was so into you. I'm like, can you just like
Andrew's the same. It makes me
Jared is the same.
It makes
can you
me
be a
all
little
secure.
less secure?
Yeah. Have you seen the meme that's like, are you going to tell me I'm hot today, or do I need to go to the gas station? I will literally say that to Jared. Like, when I go to the gas station, people lose their shit over me. And he's like, great.
Yeah. You're like,
I'm like,
it's so rude. I know Chrissy gave me like the biggest compliment of my life. I mean, she was drunk, but I don't care. I'll take it. And I was like, I went to Brian. I was like, you have never once given me a compliment that good. And he's like, I think it all the time though. I'm like, it's just not the same. Like, he's like, why don't you marry Chrissy? I'm like, I basically did. Like, I kind of did marry Chrissy, because here I am in Spain. She's moving here too, and she's my sister-in-law, and like, I'm in love with her. So in, you know, that kind of way. But it's crazy. Like, give me a compliment, bitch. I need one.
The other day, okay, this is very off the wall, but it's me, so of course. The other day I got a sext from someone. Hold on. There's backstory.
This whole podcast took a left turn, like dream so deep, master class in dream interpretation, like Dana's genius shining through, and we're like, have you had a sex dream?
Well, that's me, because also that's what this sleepover is. We talked about.
Yeah, I need a sext. What's the sext?
Don't change. Yeah, go back.
Hold on.
What's
It's
the sext?
worse than you even think it is. It was someone sending me, it was a naughty Santa Claus, and it was literally a 65-year-old man texting me a picture of himself with a black leather jacket. Okay, so let me just rewind really quickly. But I've been helping my friend as a casting
I'm
director.
scared.
I know. No, I'm
scared.
honestly,
I'm so
I am
scared.
too, and I'll text you the picture later. So I've been helping my friend as a casting director cast these commercials, and we were casting a commercial for a holiday campaign. And so one of my like missions was to find a Santa Claus. So I found the perfect Santa Claus actor, right? Casted him, talked to him, texted him, and out of nowhere, it's Saturday in the middle of the day. I'm literally with my child and my husband having a lovely afternoon. And he texts me, if you ever need a naughty Santa, this is what it looks like. And it's literally a picture of him in the mirror. He has no shirt on and he's wearing a leather jacket and he's literally Santa Claus, like naughty Santa Claus.
Stop it.
And I'm literally holding my child. And I like look at Andrew and I was like, what the heck? And he like looks at it and he's like, that's weird. And then moves on like nothing happened. And I'm like, do you not feel like, first of all, he's not threatened, obviously, but the Santa Claus, he was like low key kind of hot. Okay. Like, I'm using discernment. But also I was like, I could text him back and be like, I could be Mrs. Claus. Like, I could role play into this if I was really feeling it.
Brian literally said to me the other day when a homeless man blew me a kiss, he said, you can do better than that, babe.
You're like, I am in Spain. I could live my Lizzie McGuire. Oh, that was Italy. I could live my Lizzie McGuire fantasy and F a guy named Paulo.
Wait, I am so shook to the core about this Santa Claus sext.
I know. I'm
literally.
No, I know.
Who does that happen
And you're shook to the
except
core.
for you?
And Andrew's like unbothered.
Completely unbothered.
Hilarious.
And I'm like, you can afford to be a little jealous. I'm literally getting a half naked photo in the middle of the day. And he's just like, what do you want for lunch? I'm like, okay. Anyway.
Oh my God.
Wow.
Should we move quickly into a game?
Yes, let's play a game.
Let's do games.
Well, I think you had one, Dana. The only one I was going to say is we could play another round of MASH. We haven't played that in a while. But I think didn't you say leave this or that? Or what do you want to play?
Yeah, I have two games. Okay, one was a true and a false about dating, like a dating story or a hooking up story, and we have to guess which one's true and which one's false. And then I have love it or leave it. I tried to do like themes of 2025 because we only have a couple months left of this year. So I don't know. Are you guys down for the true or false dating stories?
Sure.
Since we're kind of on the sexting
Yeah, might as well. That would have been such a good one. I just got a sex from a naughty Santa Claus. You would have not believed it.
Yeah, you would. That's so true. I never.
This is really hard because you guys know me so well. Like, how am I going to come up with a lie?
Well, you could do a
then
real
just
story
change
of
the
someone
detail.
else's.
So I'm doing
which one's
someone
real
else's story because you guys already know all
like
my
the
sex
true
stories.
one is someone else's. Yeah. Okay. Give it. You go first, Steffi. We're gonna guess out of the two stories which one is actually happened and which one didn't, even though it didn't happen to you.
Yes, it's about my roommate in college. So my roommate in college met this guy at this bar, hot and heavy, but she had been like really horny, I guess, like, and was really excited to meet someone. And so she normally her room was like really messy, so normally she would like make it all nice if a guy was coming home. She didn't realize a guy was coming home, right? And so there's like shit all over her bed, and so he's like putting her up on the headboard. Sorry, this is getting grab. We might have to have a trigger warning on this.
We do.
And in the heat of the moment, because there's so much shit everywhere, he like locks in and his watch twists in her hair, but she's wearing extensions and it wraps all around, and there's other shit in the bed that get like caught up, like a pencil got caught up in the hair, like whatever, hair clip, and they couldn't get it out. Her extension couldn't get ripped out, so they had to call in the roommate to chop off with scissors and get them detached.
Stop.
And it was like 2 a.m. All right.
Well, we already know that's the true one.
So what's the lie?
Okay, go ahead.
Okay.
Give us a lie.
So, my friend, this was in high
They're
school.
both your friend.
My, yeah,
AKA you.
Suspicious.
Right.
So no. Okay. Okay. So she was losing her virginity. This is in high school for the first time, and the guy laid out all these like candles and had the bed all made, and this is like his high school room, right? So it's not like very romantic. And as they're having sex for the first time, she looks above, and in candlelight she sees an entire smear of a booger wall. he had literally had like, and there she said what really took her out was there was one that was like really long and smeared, like wet, and they were all dried, and she was like,
Dana's gonna barf.
So and then she still had sex with him and dated him for 2 more years.
I hope that's fake. That's false.
Which one's fake and which one's a lie?
Well,
It's so
now
funny because
they're
I
both-
did
I feel
not
like the
think I
real
would
one-
come out with a lie. But
They're both so outrageous, and now I think the first one's a lie. because the booger wall.
Yeah, the booger one
And
is
I
very
feel like
specific. Like the long, drawn out one. Like you don't have time to make up that detail in this moment. I'm gonna puke
Stop.
everywhere. Okay, yeah, no, I'm gonna stay with the first one is true.
And I'm the
second one's a
opposite. I
lie.
think the first one's a lie. The second one's true.
Okay, drum roll. Booger wall is true.
Let the record show that Shayna was correct.
I made up the hair extension on the fly, obviously, because I said a pencil got tangled up in there. That gave me away. Like, who has a pencil? I panicked, but
You told this first story with such
there was
conviction.
so much confidence.
I'm such a bad liar that I really had to lean in. So I actually started, I should really do this in real life. Like, I was so delusional,
Yeah.
I like really believed it. So I should do that with like everything I do in life. Like, have the confidence
Yeah.
that I had just there.
You're okay. Shayna, do you
fuck.
want to go next?
Oh,
Or you want to go last?
I can't think of a lie.
Okay, I'll go next. Someone that I was casually dating / hooking up with, when I finally went back to his place instead of our place, I saw that his entire living room was from head to toe of the ceiling covered with plaques that said he was the #1 Hooters chicken wing eater. And he was literally so proud of it. And I was horrified. Like, I just realized that we were not a match. And so I tried to leave and couldn't. And it was like, literally, I still have nightmares. Like when I drive past a Hooters or I see someone wear a Hooters
Respect
shirt
in
or
my
whatever. Okay, the second one is I got a nosebleed one time while I was giving a blowjob.
Oh wow, graphic.
Second one is fake, because like, again, the specifics of the Hooters chicken wing contest, and also like, what did the plaques look like? Were they trophies or plaques, and were they hung properly?
Oh, were they crooked?
Or were they just
Yeah,
Were they installed with care?
they were immaculately hung properly.
Oh, so he like took the
He was
time to,
really
to hang up
proud.
these plaques.
Yes. And they were plaques.
Okay, and
like
then with the
gold.
broken nose, I don't know if we're allowed to ask questions.
No, nosebleed.
nosebleed.
We were in Lake Tahoe. It's really dry there. I got a nosebleed, but I couldn't see because it was dark.
Well, how much
and then I
force
just,
were you doing?
I just
the
know. I
work?
just tasted something. It was just because my nose was dry, and then I just tasted the salt, and I was like, "What's happening?" Turn on the light. Literally nosebleed.
Wow.
First one is truth.
The first one's true.
Yes.
But I also think you told me that story before, so I think I lied.
I feel like Shayna
did.
knew.
I knew.
that
I did
one.
know.
I did
But
too.
then I was really
Okay, that wasn't a
questioning
good
the
one.
nosebleed blowjob because I feel like
I feel like I have a similar story that
Yeah.
is real. That's why. I was also gonna say, like, someone I dated just like lived in the back of their truck, and like, so for the first like months we were together, we just like slept in their car. That's true.
Yeah, I was
That's
about to
Jared.
say that sounds like your husband.
Jared needs to go back into the dyeing scarf business. I swear, he like
I know.
He could.
One time I was like, do you want to try dyeing scarves together? Because I remember we would always dye on silk, and we would use salt. Like, you put the dye down, and then you would drop a piece of like sea salt, and it would disperse the color. And I was like, do you want to try it and see if we still know how to do it? And he was like, no.
okay.
And
He's like, I
so
left
we
that
did
in my
it.
last life.
Wow. Okay.
He was like, I was never really into it. I was more of the navigator in that group, which is true.
Oh, this is hard.
All right.
Okay,
So
Shayna,
hard.
hit us.
Okay, so my first one is that I was hooking up with a guy once in. I'm like whispering this because now my family's back and they're in like the living room. Like my mother-in-law is like,
Oh,
right
she's
there.
working in the other room.
Brian will be like, yeah, tell me
She's on
more.
a professional
I'm like
interview.
hearing my daughter in the background, like, Ma, like, okay. Okay. In college, I like went to this guy's house once and he had a roommate and we were hooking up, and in the corner, like they shared a room, you know? And so we were like, okay, well, we'll go to the living room, but we could hear like through the wall, his roommate was on drugs, like tripping out. And he was the whole time like, bah, bop, bop, boop, bop, beep, bop, blah, 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 like making crazy sounds. And I could not do it. And so I had to say that. And I was like, I just need to go. And so then he drove me home like 30 minutes in silence because we couldn't say like literally what the fuck just happened. And it was so embarrassing. And we drove in silence, and then he dropped me off and I ghosted him. I never talked to him again. Okay. That's one.
Harsh
yeah, it was super
ending.
It was just, if you heard the sounds coming out of it and you're like trying your best and then you're like, no. And I feel like at that age, like saying no and then being driven home in silence is like really embarrassing.
Yeah, really socially awkward.
Okay. And then my other one is that once I had a serious boyfriend of like 6 months, and one time I was at his house and I needed some comfy clothes to wear. And so he gave me his basketball shorts and they were too small for me. Like I literally put them on and they didn't fit me. And that alone gave me the ick, and I broke up with him because his clothes were too small for me. Those are my 2 stories.
And
I'm a small
which
person.
One is true.
Same.
So Steffi, you guess.
Same.
I knew I'd be bad at this.
we both
I knew
already
I'd be bad at
know.
this because you guys know my whole life.
We just know
I
each
can't
other
think
so
of
well.
one
Yeah,
true
it's just-
story that you don't know. That was the harder part.
It's okay.
Okay, so which
That
one's
was
the lie?
Great.
The first one. But that was kind of a good lie.
Why would he be turned off by the beep bop boop bop boop? I would be like, let's go in there and like I would channel. You could have come up with any, like maybe he was on meth and like came in like tried to like think you were an object or something. Like I needed a little more stakes.
Stop
in the storytelling.
Oh,
I needed stakes.
my God. I know I was going to
That's
take
'cause
one
Steffi,
story
you're
that
a
you knew
writer, so
changed.
you're going to be so much better at this.
I was
Yeah,
going to change
change
one
one
aspect. I was
aspect.
going to say the guy who we were having sex for way too long, and then he wanted to use, I was going to say butter as lube, and I said no. And so he drove me home in silence, and like we never finished. But it wasn't butter. I was going to say butter. It was shaving cream. He wanted to use shaving cream, and he was forever down in the books as shaving cream guy.
Yeah, I don't even know his name. I just call him Shaving Cream Guy.
Eric.
Oh, we're calling people out on this.
I hope he.
So funny.
Eric,
I hope
Eric.
he is listening.
Yeah, I hope he is. Eric, how are
Butter
you?
would have been probably
Which
better.
I love the name Eric, and I always thought like if I had a boy, I might name him Eric. Until that happened, now I never can.
That
Eric's ruined for
forever.
everyone listening.
Okay. Do we do we want to do love it or leave it, or do we want to do mash? What do you think?
MASH takes a little more
Love it or
time, and
leave
I
it.
know you got to get out of here for an appointment. So, want to love it or leave it?
Okay. First up, the like security camera videos of cute animals that you can't tell are AI, but they are actually AI.
Leave
Love
it
it or leave it.
Leave it.
Leave it. Yeah,
Yeah, I don't
we have
love
a
them.
lot of
Sometimes
really.
those security ones look really realistic, but it's like just post a video of like a real animal and just keep it
Yeah.
real.
Well, there was one I saw the other day of like a dog mauling a bunch of trick or treaters,
Oh my God, Stephanie.
and that
oh, scary.
and a grandma being like, "Good dog."
I saw a deep fake video of this girl that I follow that's like an alien. She talks about aliens and like metaphysical stuff. And it was a deep fake of her where it was like a herpes commercial. And she had like a giant fake herpes thing. And then it really looked like her and talked like her. Like I could barely tell that it was AI. And so I reported it and reported like who it was. But that shit's crazy because it was so realistic, and she does so many talk to like face to camera videos that they nailed all her mannerisms, her voice, everything.
Wow.
That is so wild. I hate that actually.
Yeah. Okay. This is a personal one for me, but love it or leave it, maternity jeans.
Oh, leave
Like,
it.
do I get 'em?
Leave it.
Well, Shayna doesn't wear jeans
That's true.
anyways.
I
You
don't wear
jeans
jeans.
anyways. Steffi, love it or leave
I
them.
love it.
Maternity
I mean, I don't.
jeans?
Okay.
Girl, I still wear maternity
when
jeans.
you're pregnant.
Just wear the
When you're
jeans like
pregnant.
under unbuttoned a little.
No, maternity jeans
Like
has
a
a
cute
really
little
nice
unbutton.
like. It's a privilege to say that. I literally like. I still wear maternity jeans, bitch.
Okay, well,
So you like them, Steffi?
Yes.
I'm
kind
in
of
a
expensive.
permanent
I'll give you mine.
luxurious pajama phase. Like literally I just bought some here in Altea, and they're all I want to wear are outfits that could pass as real, but they're actually pajamas.
Yeah, you don't wear jeans anyways.
So I would just say
Yeah,
wear
I
pajamas.
like rarely see you in jeans. Yeah, exactly.
Okay, love it or leave it, Leonardo DiCaprio.
Leave it.
Oh, I'm over his ass.
Current 2025.
Leave
Over his ass.
Leave it.
Leave.
Yeah, he is not cute
He's not
anymore.
No.
Like he was in Titanic when he
I
was like
didn't like him
14
then.
or whatever.
I had a giant
I thought he was
Leo,
cute.
but he was like Jack Dawson over my bed.
Stop.
And it was like 6 feet.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's
Wow.
next level. Who knew we were going to
Talk about trauma dumping.
I always had to think
Okay,
for the characters,
love it or leave
not
it.
the actors. So like the character's not that hot.
He was Jack Dawson.
Yeah, like
Exactly.
I was
Jack
into
is hot,
Legolas.
he's
he was
not,
great
you know,
as
like-
him.
We can,
Yeah.
right. We can love
But
the
now I'm
artist,
more of an
or
Aragorn
art and not the
girl.
artist.
As you get older, you switch.
Isn't it funny
you
how that
switch, you're like,
happens?
that little boy, give me
Troy?
the older silver fox.
Troy with I feel like we already
Ariel,
talked about
yeah.
this.
Did
with
we?
the brothers.
King
I was
Triton?
into the younger.
Wait.
Oh, sorry.
In Troy.
Oh, sorry.
Okay, wait. Moving on. I have to go.
Ariel's
Love it or
dad.
leave it.
Stop.
He's hot.
Instead of Troy, I'm talking about ancient.
Yeah, and
Greek
we're talking
Brad
about
Pitt.
Eric
Okay.
versus King Triton, and now we're on to King Triton's ass.
Sorry. I'm like obviously turned on.
By King Triton and Little
Girl,
Mermaid
welcome.
girl.
No,
you are
everyone
aging.
listening,
You
rewatch
are
it.
showing your age.
Jesus.
Rewatch it and tell me I'm lying.
And everyone
Tell
listening
me
now
I'm
is
lying.
going to have a sex dream about either King Triton or Shaving Cream Guy. We don't know which. You're welcome.
I'm dying.
Wow. Okay, love it or leave it. Y2K style.
Leave it.
Having it
Leave
come
it.
back.
Let's leave the past
Well,
in the past.
oh God. I just sent you both a reel this morning where this girl put on like 7 layers of lacy Hollister tops, and it gave me a little bit of PTSD. So I'm going to say
And those
leave
are
it.
legit
Stop.
back.
Yes.
Those are legit
Wait, they're
back.
legit. Oh,
But I was thinking
Right,
Y2.
legit back.
I was thinking like more Y2K, like Coyote Ugly vibes with like the cowboy hat that's
And
like
the
snake
low-rise
print,
jeans.
and like the little glasses, you know, like the tiny little
No.
glasses.
I mean, fashion always comes back, so like let it have its moment and then let it die. I don't know. I'm indifferent.
I'm not
'cause I wear
subscribed.
sweatpants every
Oh,
day,
yeah.
so I don't have any type of
Okay.
fashion sense.
Okay, I feel like Shayna's not even gonna know this one, but love it or leave it, Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce as a couple.
Of course I know
together.
that one. Love it.
Really?
I'm going
I'm
to say love
surprised.
it.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of
I feel like
hers.
he's-
I mean,
so
I'm not
leave
a
it.
fan
I'm
of
not a
hers
fan of
either.
him. He seems so basic.
So basic.
Like it seems
but she's
like
basic
at least
AF too. Sorry.
I feel like
Swifties
at least
don't come for
she's
me.
her
Yeah, they're
own-
coming. They're coming hard.
Yeah.
No, I am
I'm
not a
screwed.
Swiftie, and people would think I am because I'm a songwriter, but I'm not. I'm actually not. But I still respect her. Like I feel like she has her own
Totally.
unique
As a
thing, and I feel
businesswoman,
like
respect.
And him, I feel like he's literally just a paper bag blown in the wind,
I
take it
don't
up
think
whatever
so.
shape
I don't
he-
think
of a
so.
girlfriend he's with.
I mean,
I'm sorry, but I
yeah,
feel
but
that way.
I think a lot of women date down. Sorry. But
So you're admitting that she's
but
dating
I
down,
do
bitch.
think that they're a good match.
Like he'll
in
do.
certain areas.
He'll be
And
monogamous
also,
for
I
me.
think that they're kind of cute, and I think that there's a purity there, and I also think that like it's refreshing versus like having to be like so cool or so deep or so blah blah blah. It's kind of like, oh yeah, we all can have just like a little bit of a light, entertaining couple to look at that has no substance. Is what
You're done.
What I was
You're
gonna
done.
say.
You're revealing your own. You're trying to
this is how
defend
the
them, and
G
you're
Center
revealing your
works.
own.
Okay.
No.
This is how the G
No,
Center works.
we're declaring that you leave it.
You were trying to find it,
Yeah.
and we gave you a chance, and there was no chance.
I made a
left.
shit
I'm
sandwich.
done.
Okay, moving on. Moving
Last
on.
one.
Love it or leave it. Kendrick Lamar's flare jeans at the Super
That
Bowl.
I don't know.
Super Bowl. Who know your audience?
Do you remember how
I
he
didn't
wore
see
the
that
flare
show. I didn't
jeans?
see that halftime
though?
show.
Neither did I. Oh, I did see Kendrick Lamar.
Neither
but
did I. But you didn't see his jeans?
Yeah, pull it up. Pull it up.
No. Undecided.
What are we gonna say?
Also, when you have a second,
Leave it.
please look at your phone. I sent you a picture of the naughty Santa, and I want you to love it or leave it.
Love it or leave
You
it.
guys, this guy and his jeans.
I just died.
Oh, I
Okay,
love it.
no.
I love the flares.
I'm gonna Live and let love.
These flares are
Not
hideous.
for me.
I like it.
It brings me trauma from high school.
Okay, so for you it's a leave it. For Steffi it's a love it.
Okay, I guess it's just a flare jeans.
And for me it's a I don't care.
Okay, I'm looking at
This
Wait,
Don't
the
show this.
sexy Santa.
Don't show because it's actually a real person.
Okay, but then he shouldn't have sent
The
it
sexy
unsolicited.
Santa looks like King Trident.
Okay. No, but you can you can
Wait,
tell
maybe
under
I have more daddy issues that need to be unpacked.
Wait, this guy looks like King Trident from Little Mermaid, and he
except for you can
and
see under
I'm
the
actually
glasses that his eyes are like really googly eye crazy.
Oh, you're so right. Oh my god!
And not like
Ooh,
hot
are they
Triton
kinda-
daddy.
are they kinda
Wait, we have
cross-eyed?
to describe this because it's an audio. What are you looking at?
Oh my god. Okay,
Oh.
it's a pretty fit for
He's got an
an
Android.
old
Actually,
guy.
He's hotter than I thought. Yeah,
He's
he's
got
hotter than I thought. Like literally, I think King Trident from
Full
Ariel
leather outfit,
wearing a
jackets open, shows
black Santa hat.
The skull, silver skull necklace, and then he's wearing one
leather glove.
one glove. But then the glove
That's
the-
opening up.
Jackson.
That's opening up the.
literally.
And also, his
Oh.
eyebrows are brushed up like the true Santa.
Santa.
Like they're brushed up. The attention to
Honestly,
detail.
his white beard is like immaculate.
It is
It's
combed.
not. It's like
Yeah.
it looks
Flawless.
conditioned.
Flawless. But
Yes.
the little tiny sink, is he in London? Like, where is this tiny little sink coming from?
Okay,
God,
honestly,
you're right.
a new segment on Spiritual Sleepover. Send us your Tinder or Bumble matches, and we will rip them to shreds. And honestly, I will enjoy
Wow.
doing so. So, also, I'll read their auras. So let's maybe
what's
do
his
this as a new
aura?
segment. Matchmaking. Oh, dark. I don't know.
Oh, dirty Santa.
Well, this
Wow.
this photo looks edited.
Yeah.
He looks actually
I think
pretty
I'm
green
gonna-
though.
I think I'm gonna watch Little Mermaid today. I mean, it's been a long
Are you
time
turned
since
on?
I've seen it. I just like the fact that you're saying that I would think that King Trident is hot is kind of blowing
What?
my mind. Like I'm like, no, I
Rewatch
won't.
it with new eyes
You
and
will.
text me
Yeah,
later.
It's like, I
Text me
want to be
later.
in
Yeah.
trouble, daddy. Come on. That is the energy.
Wow.
And also
I'm
Ariel's
surprised
16
to hear
and
you
like
say
marrying
this.
this dude.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's a lot of issues.
There's
with
so
this.
many issues. It's
tricky.
insane. Sorry.
Okay, well, I hope that everyone here had so much fun going on
Hopefully
this
you're not
wild goose
traumatized
chase
from
with
these
us.
details that we gave you.
I hope you are. I hope you are.
I hope you're groggy and
And-
traumatized.
And happy to have honest connection
real
in
friends.
a world full of
We are your real
We're
friends.
your real friends. We are your real friends. Okay, Spirit Sis, let us know where our listeners can find you and work with you.
Yes, you can find me online, spiritsis.com. I actually do have a past life regression meditation if you want to dive into your past life. I also have an intuition course, which is awesome for also tapping into your highest self. And you can find me on Instagram, spirit_sis, or Spirit Sis on TikTok. TikTok.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of people are probably inspired to get an
Yes.
astrocartography reading.
Or
from you, too,
astrocartography.
'cause
Yeah.
feel
So
like-
I have limited
Yeah.
availability for the rest of the year, but I do have at least like 5 or 6 spots open. So if you want to go in astrocartography or family astrocartography, I'm more than happy to help you.
Yes. This is what
Amazing.
How about you,
and
girlies?
Shayna, let us know. Yeah, let us know where people
well,
can find
you can
us.
find us on our Instagram at DayLuna. You can also find us on our website, daylunalife.com, and our podcast, the DayLuna Human Design Podcast. And depending on when this comes out, we're having a raffle, a giveaway. Yeah, we're having a giveaway for anyone who joins your Human Design Besties, our membership, which is an amazing place to connect. And we do ceremonies every month. We have a bunch of trainings in there. So it's really, this raffle's a win-win. You join Besties in the month of November and you are entered to win all of our trainings for free, full scholarship. It's like
A full ride
Whoa,
scholarship.
that is
to
such a
all
good
of our
value.
human design and Gene
over
Keys trainings.
$8,000.
Yeah, we're
Can I
excited.
enter?
yeah, you can.
Yeah.
Well, and the good thing is that anyone who's already a bestie is already automatically entered to win. So just giving love to our besties, because honestly, we love that space so much. It's our favorite thing that we do. So if you join Besties in November and you are a human design nerd, you're gonna be entered to win this full scholarship. And if you don't win, then you get all of Besties for that month. You can cancel, you can do whatever you want with that, but
Trying to
it's
do
a
the
win-win
Gen Z heart.
situation. So you can find all of that on daylunalife.com. Giving a Gen Z heart.
If you're watching the YouTube right now and you're seeing our Gen Z hearts, it honestly makes my fingers hurt.
I'm
It
not
took me
even
a lot of
attempting.
mental gymnastics to figure out how to do this.
Okay, thank you so much for listening, everyone. I love these calls. They nourish our souls. The fact that this is our work and that we just get to have real ass conversations with our listeners who are riding the same frequencies gives us so much love, so much fulfillment. So thank you for being here. Thank you for tuning in. We'd love to hear what came up for you in this episode. And if any of your dreams have been calling you, or if you're really wanting to learn more about astrocartography, or if you have a really cringy story about your dating life that you want to share, we are your girls. We love to hear it. And we're sending you so much love.
Thank you for tuning in with us today. If you like this video, be sure to like and subscribe to follow along and learn more about human design.